Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Gwent, and today we're going to be playing more of the Seesaw seasonal event, which is an alternate game mode in which at the end of each player's turn, any even-powered unit will get boosted by 1, and any odd-powered unit will get damaged by 1. And today we're going to be playing what might be the most entertaining deck I've ever played, because we have a creative way of using this seasonal event to do some crazy stuff. Let's check it out. So today we're going to be playing a monsters deck that gains power from destroying its own units. And because in the Seesaw seasonal event, any 1 power unit will get damaged and destroy itself at the end of our turn, we're going to spawn in a bunch of 1 power units to gain a bunch of power. For that reason, we're going to use the Rocket Swarm Leader ability to spawn in a bunch of 1 power drones, and also spawn in a drone whenever you use an organic card. And the centerpiece of this deck is going to be the She-Troll of Vergen, because she benefits the most from when we destroy our units on our turn. However, we also will have a couple of Vran Warriors, which are basically just slightly weaker versions of the She-Troll, albeit bronze cards, so we can have a couple of them in the same deck. So I'll flip through the deck here to show you what cards we have, and it's going to be a combination of Consumption, Tutors, and we actually have enough provisions here that we can throw in Keltullis, which is a nifty ace up our sleeves in rounds which we're not playing She-Troll, or we could even play it and then deliberately use it to destroy our own units when we have more units than our opponent as an alternative way to boost the She-Troll. And because She-Troll Vergen is such an essential part of this deck, we're taking Renew so that we can bring her back in a future round. And then similarly, we'll probably save Necromancy for the Vran Warriors. Then we have other cards that spawn in 1 power units, either because they're organic cards and or because that's part of their additional abilities. And Succubus is basically just an alternative target for us to consume with our other consuming units, and because it's Death Wish, a way to trigger Haunt. And Ancient Foglet is also surprisingly effective because since it has 1 strength, it will immediately destroy itself at the end of our turn and then come back with additional strength. So there's a look at the deck, and overall it is very simple. It is basically just a matter of getting down the cards that benefit from us destroying our own units, and then getting a bunch of those units in there to get destroyed. But the most entertaining part is trying to imagine the look on our opponent's face when we spawn in a bunch of cards that we both know are about to get destroyed. And although it may seem like a meme, it's going to be powerful enough to catch some of our opponents off guard. Let's go try it out. Okay, so going against Nilfgaard here, and they'll go first. And we have some nice pieces here. The Defender, Oneiromancy, She-Troll. I think let's get rid of Natural Selection, and Necromancy doesn't do as much good in round 1 either. Slave Hunter, okay, so we might see some Assimilate from them. Now let's get down the Defender, so we can set up our combo more safely. Okay, Alba Pikeman will deal some damage to the Cave Troll. Not too concerned about that, it's tanky enough, shouldn't be much of an issue. And now we could start getting down the She-Troll and the Vran Warriors, or alternatively we could go with Eater and Wererat to create and consume some tokens to help set them up. But let's Oneiromancy to get the Vran Warriors out there. Another Slave Hunter, so yeah, they get some damage and more Assimilates. Well, they actually locked the Vran Warrior. Okay, that's unfortunate, because that would have been one of our engines. Let's get She-Troll down there in that case. And now with that damage, they weaken the Cave Troll, and we mostly just want She-Troll to last long enough for us to start boosting her. And there is even more Assimilate setup, but they haven't really triggered that yet. So now let's get She-Troll boosted, and Wererat can help us do that. Starts out as a 6, but it will get boosted by 1, and then next turn we can use that order ability to spawn in a free token. Runestone, what are they going to get with it? I mean, this will trigger the Assimilate, so that's probably part of the idea behind it. And then Spotter. Keltullis would be the biggest unit they could steal the power from, but oh man. Well, that did not go according to plan. And of course they hit the Wererat, so therefore we can't use that ability, but we can get Eater down. And they make a really nice combo. We can create the tokens with Wererat, and then we can consume them later with Eater. Okay, now they get a unit from our deck. Which is the Cave Troll. That is just about as good as it gets for them. Okay, so now we're ready to start spawning in some tokens. That means we play Endrega Eggs. If we have Wererat consume, then we will create some tokens by doing this, triggering the Death Wish. And Duchess's Informant, I'm looking to create Vran Warrior, I guess, unless you want to make a drone. Yeah, they'll go Vran Warrior. Not really sure they have the setup to do that. Then they use their leader ability here. Aggressive. Naglfar can work, assuming you have decent golds to play in this situation. Francis Bedlam, it's a little bit late in the round for that, but sure. Okay, now we get to benefit from destroying a bunch of tokens here, including the spy they just gave us. We'll spawn in some here. Then we can consume a bunch with Eater, like so. And click Wererat, now that we've created a little bit of room. And with all of the destruction that we're about to see, we will see She-Troll go up plus 22, which, needless to say, has now gotten their attention. And so they Jurden. Okay, so that is going to hurt a lot, of course. That was part of the reason why we wanted to have the Vran Warrior in the range row, so that we could split those boosts a bit. They locked that. Now, good to see them get rid of Jurden, because, of course, we can replay She-Troll in round 2 or 3 with Renew, and then they wanted the Jurden to reset her. So in this case, I think we take the round 1 loss, knowing that they will not be able to counter us in round 2 or 3. Now Necromancy is relevant, because we could use that to bring back a Vran Warrior, and to get another one in here, also very nice. But we need a throwaway card for this round. That could potentially be the Nightwraith. Then we can try to spawn in additional units here with Spontaneous Evolution as well. So they dry pass. That's not terribly surprising. I think Nightwraith is our throwaway. So that means we'll take round 2 here. Okay, so drew into our other Spontaneous Evolution, Haunt, and then another Nightwraith. Nightwraith is useful for the Vran Warriors and She-Troll because it spawns in so many other units. Spontaneous Evolution doesn't really have a great target, though, because Eater really is the best one. Succubus is okay, but if we have it, we'd like to have the other one, and we don't. Let's actually lead off with Haunt here, before we start playing all of our Death Wishes. Okay, and they'll lock here, and that's fine. Happy for them to get rid of their locks before we play She-Troll. So now let's go with the Vran Warrior. Okay, and they're using Brothans, which will create a spy on our side, which will then get destroyed because it'll have 1 power. So it does actually help us a bit. And again, does beg the question of, can they really benefit from making a copy of Vran Warrior here? Maybe not. Well, let's Oneiromancy. Get Renew, and this is how we'll get the She-Troll back out here. And this time, they won't have a Jurden to reset her. And that spy gets destroyed, and therefore, those units get boosted. And now they play their Defender, which they'll use to protect Brothans. They might have other devious things in mind in that melee row. Hockey would probably be the worst for us. Let's get back our other Vran Warrior now. Although Duchess's Informant we could actually use to create a Vran Warrior, although that does give them a free spy to destroy and boost their Vran Warrior, so probably not useful on this occasion. Okay, Yennefer will damage the highest unit, which right now is a Vran Warrior. And what we want to avoid is having multiple units all tied for the strongest power here, which, if we play you, I don't believe will be the case. And that will trigger Haunt. Damien will allow them to reset their leader ability, which means they can play a card from our hand, although at this point, our cards are very helpful for us, not very helpful for you outside of your Vran Warrior, so I'm not really concerned about Damien in this case. Now, Nightwraith will trigger the last round of Haunt, which is another Nightwraith, and give us a bunch of tokens. And with the Bargus, we can consume one of those, give us even more tokens. And big boosts. Okay, so they do reactivate their leader ability. And see, this is what I mean. Now Yennefer is just going to be hitting She-Troll and only She-Troll. Now they're going to purify something. And by something, I mean nothing. And they're going to use their leader ability to take Arachas Nest, which, I mean, does give them some units to destroy, to boost Vran Warrior, but not nearly as good for them as it was for us. Now, Spontaneous Evolution doesn't really have the ideal target right now, because there are no insectoids to spawn in drones. In which case, we'll put it on a Vran Warrior just to get the additional boost. And it is, of course, an organic card, so we'll at least get one drone from our leader ability. Okay, Coup de Grace on, what, the Nightwraith? I mean, if you destroy it, it does help us. It'll spawn in more rats. Does mean you get one, and so you'll get more rats yourself. Okay, now we go Arachas Nest. That gives us even more drones, and we'll use our leader ability here to fill up what might end up being the rest of both of our rows here. That it does. Alright, so they all go away, and huge boosts here. Oh, and they have Vincent Van Moorlamp to destroy the She Troll. Well, even that is not enough for them to catch us here, so we'll take the victory. Okay, so go against Northern Realms here, and they'll go first. Okay, we have a couple of Vran Warriors here, although notably we do not have the She Troll Vergen, so this could work. We do have just about everything else we would want for that. But Naglfar, could that give us She Troll? We have enough golds in our deck that it's not guaranteed. Maybe let's swap out Ancient Foglet instead, see if we can do any better. There we go. Alright, now we're talking. Okay, Mantlet could mean any of a number of things, but possibly even that they could be going Siege. Let's begin with the Cave Troll. Pastodi, okay. Oh, and he's the one that they boosted. Using their tactic. Okay, and we have what is basically our best hand here. It's just a question of how many cards do we want to play in round 1 versus save for round 2 or round 3. So I think let's get the She Troll out there. And the biggest question marks I have are whether we're going to go with Wererat and Eater in this round or if we'll save them. Because we'll likely look to bring back the She Troll with Renew. Okay, Bleed. I mean, Pastodi does give Bleed, yes, but that is a little strange coming from Northern Realms. So let's get out one of the Vran Warriors now. Okay, and the Trebuchet, sure, we'll start hitting the Vran Warrior in the range row, true. Mostly just trying to split up some of our boosted units. Okay, and since we only have one round of Necromancy in our deck, I think we probably try to refrain from playing this other Vran Warrior. Let's go for the Wererat here, because I want to have something that can consume our Nightwraiths later on. Boiling Oil, ooh, will be enough to get rid of the Vran Warrior, okay. So, of course, if we felt it was necessary, we could get another one out there, although I'd like to save this one if we can. So I think we try to make do with just boosting the She Troll here, and let's maybe try to save Eater as well. So let's go for Nightwraith now. And we should even be able to do this. Okay, and Anna Strenger will boost Nathaniel Pastodi there, although ideally he would be on an even number when you start doing that. Well, give him the boost from your leader ability, and that will happen. Joke's on you, those rats are going to go down anyway. Okay, and I think we actually don't have quite enough space in our melee row to go with another Nightwraith there, so let's trigger Wererat. And then instead, let's just go with the Arachas Nest in the range row. And they'll give us round 1 here. They can't catch up. I was a little bit concerned once they got rid of the Vran Warrior that they might have something like a Yurden to reset this row, but if they do, they're not willing to commit to it. Okay, so we're on even cards here for round 2, and we don't have Renew yet. If we were to get that, then we might even go for a 2-0. Otherwise, going for the Bleed might work. Let's get rid of the Succubus. Haunt, we have, what, 1 Death Wish? 2 Death Wish. That could work. And at this stage, Naglfar could give us Necromancy, Renew, Oneiromancy, or even Keltullis. I think that could work. So let's start with Haunt in that case. Okay, they're going King Foltest. So, at the very least, we have successfully baited out a big card. Of course, we played Haunt, which is our biggest card. So I think we do play a Vran Warrior here. Although we were trying to save them up, I think we will likely have access to Necromancy and or Renew in round 3. So we'll use one of those to get back one of our cards that gets boosted whenever we destroy our own cards. Okay, Queen of Dahlia. Yeah, they're continuing to play big cards here. This time a Drummer. Ideally, you'd be on even power when you do that. Otherwise, just going to stay at 9 power there. So I think now we go Nightwraith. That'll bring in a Barghest. And with this Barghest, we can consume that Nightwraith. Okay, reinforcements. What, to get another Temerian Drummer? Oh, wrong card to get up to even strength there. Okay, so if we wanted to go all in this round, then getting Eater down would be very interesting, because we could get in even more drones. Otherwise, if we were to play just one card, then Ancient Foglet would certainly be the answer. Trigger the last round of the scenario as well. But seeing as how we do have a lead, maybe we do try getting Eater down here now. Okay, Roach. What cards will they get? Remove a lock and boost by 5, not a huge deal. Scytheman, if you played in the range row, is worth something. Not bad. But now if we go Ancient Foglet here, and Nightwraith here, and we consume that Nightwraith, and we will fill this row. Then again, of course, it's coming back in the same row. Okay, Oneiromancy, what do they get with it? If they have a Yrden or any other Geralt, then we're certainly entering territory where they'd like to do something about it. Yeah, they'll go with the lock. On what, though? On Eater? Okay. So I was looking to do Spontaneous Evolution on Eater to spawn in some drones and then use Eater, or even Leader ability as well. So that was good timing from them. That is still an option, and then we just get those drones destroyed from Seesaw, rather than consuming them. But I'm also interested to see what we can get from Naglfar. Let's try this. We get Oneiromancy or Keltullis. I think we have roughly the same number of units here, so I think we do want to go Oneiromancy, because Keltullis might backfire on us. And then let's just spawn in stuff with Arachas Nest. Okay, another Drummer. They've got a lot of them. But again, you want to put your Drummers next to units that have an even amount of strength. That way they'll get double boosted, but I think they did not do that time either. Alright, so now what we do is we go Spontaneous Evolution on Eater. Get in a bunch of drones here. And then we'll use our Leader ability, I think. We'll go all in here, because we have a lead at the moment, so that would suggest there is a chance we could win this one in this round. And if we really wanted to, we could also consume with the Barghest. I suppose we might as well do that with Roach. Okay, and they have Donimir, but I think the only way they could have passed this here would have been with some form of Geralt. Because they can't catch us! We take the win! Okay, so going against Skellige here, and we'll go first. And let's get rid of you, Natural Selection, probably our weakest card. And we don't have a great target for Spontaneous Evolution. Okay, let's lead off with Haunt here, because we actually don't have She-Troll, and we don't have any of the Vran Warriors, so we're trying to find some other way to eke out a round 1 victory here, and Haunt will have to be the answer. Okay, they're going to damage the Desert Banshee, but it's not going to be enough to destroy it. So now let's play a Death Wish unit, trigger Haunt. Sure, we'll get the Barghest out there, and we'll consume and create a bunch of drones, but that's not going to benefit us much this time around without any Vran Warriors or She-Trolls. Okay, Hame Scald. This is oftentimes a card you'd see with Lippy decks, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Then another Death Wish unit here, Succubus. Trigger the last round of Haunt. And at this stage, we probably want to save all of our remaining cards. This might even be the last card that we play in this round. So let's consume. Now let's use our tactic. And Crow Mother does have some carryover value. That's a decent play here, but it's not going to be enough for them to catch us. Still have a pretty sizable lead here, and because all of our remaining cards are things that we would like to save or do little to nothing in round 1, I think we pass here. Okay, and they go Oneiromancy. They're playing aggressively here, and Dagger? I mean, they had at least 3 cards to play, in which they could have used to catch us, and then could have just dry passed in round 2, but they even leader ability here. So I would argue considerable overcommitment there. Okay, now we draw into some key cards here. Oneiromancy, She-Troll. Let's get rid of Natural Selection. And we get the other Succubus as well. Okay, they are playing here, but they have at least 1 card to burn, so that may just be what all they're trying to do here. And they get Crow Mother back, because that is an alchemy card. Let's play the other Succubus as our throwaway here. And it's not enough to catch them with 1 card, but we have at least 2 more cards that we can play in round 2. That way we can still drop to 10 for round 3. Okay, they are continuing to play here, but Spring Equinox to Purify? Okay, I mean, it doesn't do much. Okay, so there are actually only 2 gold units in our deck right now, so if we Naglfar, we are guaranteed to see both of them. One of which is Keltullis. Is this overkill? Yes, but it is enough. And I don't think we're going to need Keltullis in round 3, because we'll have She-Troll for then. And that makes them pass. And we'll take round 2 here, be back up at 10 cards, and be saving our best combo for round 3. Okay, so we turn to Eater Natural Selection. No thank you, Natural Selection. Vran Warrior is great. We don't have a great target for either Necromancy or Renew. Let's get rid of Necromancy, and we get a Nightwraith. I mean, that's not much. So let's Cave Troll first to play it a little bit safe here. Now, Ancrate Longship will deal some damage to us. Let's set up Wererat and Eater, and then we'll put down Vran Warriors and She-Trolls. And they're going to get rid of the Defender status on the Cave Trolls. That is unfortunate. That was the primary reason why I was out there, of course. Let's play Eater here. So now we have our Eater plus Wererat combo in the melee row to both create and consume units. Now they're going to transform into the Cave Troll to give themselves the Defender. But now we're ready to start getting out the Vran Warriors and the She-Trolls. Okay, Tracker Turtle, that is a strong card, especially in this seasonal event where it will take damage basically every turn. And now let's play She-Troll. It will get damaged by 1, and then it'll be on an odd number, so we'll get damaged by 1 at the end of our turn. But I'm not too concerned, because we have this Renew that, at the moment, doesn't really have a great target, so if they see this She-Troll and try to destroy it, then we can bring it back. And Sambleford's Tremors will damage it by 1, and means that at the end of this next turn, unless we boost She-Troll, she will get destroyed. But I think, given that we have Renew, that's not really a problem. So instead, let's Oneiromancy, and get out of Vran Warrior. And as expected, She-Troll goes down, but we are planning to bring her back with Renew. And it actually boosts the Vran Warriors. Giant Boar does have some cards to boost it. And now we Renew and bring out the She-Troll. And here she will now take some damage, yes, but we're hoping that they've played enough of their damaging cards that we'll have time to get her boosted up. Yeah, Iris will not damage her. So that means we will have time to boost She-Troll on her next turn, and then she should be pretty safe. So if we go Nightwraith next to the Wererat, Wererat will consume it. Not to mention spawn in a couple of rats here, which will give us the quick boost for She-Troll, so it's not nearly as vulnerable anymore. And Vivian, who are they going to play it next to? Gives them a solid boost in the range row. Let's use Wererat. Okay, so we're starting to run out of space here in our melee row. Let's use Eater, and that will consume a bunch of units and give us big boosts. Although at this stage, we actually can no longer spontaneous evolution on Eater because it gains immunity when we use that order. So technically speaking, a bit of a misplay there. Our order of operations was a little bit off. And then Crow's Eye. Purify not going to be a big deal here, mostly just a 3 power boost. Does bring back Crow Mother, though. So let's click you. So now with Spontaneous Evolution, we can't spawn in additional units by targeting Eater, but we could put it on a Beast for the additional boost, and why not? We'll put it on the Rat, just for the memes. Technically speaking, put it on Wererat is probably better, because then you use the order, and then you can create more tokens, but we can also get tokens this way. And now they... Okay, Oneiromancy. Into Yurden. Do we have enough power here to survive the Yurden? That we do. So we prove victorious. So there's a look at a hilariously fun and surprisingly effective monsters deck for the new Seesaw seasonal event. If you liked the video, then make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and leave a comment down below to let me know which other cards, archetypes, and factions you'd like us to experiment with next. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.